Welcome, YouTubers, to a new series. Look at that. Look at that. That is way more freaking shirts than I asked for. I also took me so long to do all the setting everyone up to do stuff, like the actual schedules. Oh man. And then that structure was already there, so I was like, screw it, I'm gonna use the structure.
Might as well. Use
Yeah.
what you got.
And I did set everyone to get their own clothes. And then I'm like talk about the fact that I will slowly get weapons for everyone. I think I give myself the gun first because I want to kill all the predators on the map first.
Yeah, that makes sense. Want to keep your livestock safe and all your peoples.
Yeah. But man, the first few episodes of this are literally just me trying to get certain things started and freaking a lot of hauling.
Yeah.
A stupid amount of hauling. They all, at certain times they get idle. At one point I think 18 or 19 people got idle. I'm like, why is everyone idle? And I look over, I'm like, oh, there's no more room to store anything. So I had to store everything, and then people were getting mad because I was they were sleeping on the floor, as you see, and they're getting disturbed sleep. And
it's weird how they're they're sleeping in a line.
It's because I put them.
Sleeping spots there?
Yes.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, I put sleeping spots. Yeah. So yeah. So yeah, no, there's a lot of stuff I go through as we progress. At one point, I'm actually using the wrong material to build, and I don't even realize it till halfway through. I'm like, wait, I'm using the wrong material because I had broken up building, and there was they were using one of the materials nearby. So, but yeah, they were complaining that they needed wreck, so I was like, okay, I'll build you wreck. No problem, Stan.
They always complain.
Oh no, they complained even more because they wanted better wreck because there's so many of them at the start that they wanted better wreck. So I'm like, I got nothing for you, man. Sorry.
Pretty much.
But yeah, and I'm trying to get everything hauled into here because when it's outside, it's actually degrading. And because it's actually degrading and getting destroyed, I don't want to waste that kind of material. When me and Chris played our tradesman series, Chris forgot to bring in a bunch of stuff because he was actually trying to build a. It looks so weird because they look kind of like ants when they go on the faster speed. But anyway, Chris had tried to build a cooler. He wasn't using my advanced coolers that I usually use.
Oh, okay.
He was using the Rimworld coolers, and he was trying to put that down in a spot, but he had ran out of components and wasn't paying enough attention. So there was just a hole in his wall, and because there's a hole in his wall, it's classified as outside. And because it's classified as outside, all this stuff was getting destroyed.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, what the heck are you doing over there? Your stuff is getting destroyed. He's like, oh yeah, I don't know, man. They're not building this. I'm like, what are you missing? He's like, oh, I'm missing components. I'm like, dude. And then he's like, why are they still complaining? Why is things still rotting? I don't get it. I'm like, which place are you talking about? So I went to his map, and I'm like, which place are you talking about? He's like, this one right here. I'm like, dude, you don't have a roof on it. He's like, I built a roof. I told him to build a roof. I'm like, yeah, but it's too big. So the middle of it doesn't have a roof. So everything in the middle is actually just degrading. He's like, oh. I'm like, yeah. He's like, okay, well, how do I fix that? I'm like, you either put a wall or you put the pillars. He's like, okay. So, which this actually has pillars already set up. And I realized that at one point, I'm like, oh, well, I don't need the center column. So I destroy it all. And yeah, I do move the animals out of my sleeping spots eventually. I just said, or not sleeping spots, I guess storage. It's just, at some point, I just I'm like, I have to leave them here because micromanaging them right now is kind of useless. Let them just run around free.
Yep.
As long as I keep the predators off the map, it'll be fine.
Not to mention, I find, depending on which animals you have, the haul, as soon as they know how to haul, it helps.
I only have muffaloes and cows, so they won't help. Muffaloes and cows is what I was grabbing, mostly because cows will give me milk.
Yeah, and muffalo will give you
fur. Even though I don't need it, I could probably kill them and just plant fur. But
you know what you need.
I was using them as pack animals. Eventually, is what I was going to use them for.
You need pandas.
I don't have that mod installed. Oh, also, when I play again, I'll have to go through it, but some of the big, powerful weapons,
Mm-hmm.
the personality,
Persona.
yeah, persona, sorry, those ones actually have names. They're locked to a certain person, so only that person can use that weapon, but they're super strong.
I imagine so.
And I don't realize this until later on, but the tables that are moving around, they're set to be non-gather spots, so people don't even use them.
Yeah.
I was careful and made sure I didn't destroy them, and I was like so happy I had them, but apparently I didn't realize that I didn't have them as zones. And there's moisture up above me, and just like a little spots of moisture everywhere, so I couldn't build the room as big as I wanted it to, but it's only a temporary place anyway. I'm making sure that you and me are sleeping together, so we get our morale boost, even though, you know, we're sleeping on the ground. At least we're sleeping together. And then I put Chris and his wife together, so that way, again. And then I realized that we had so much clothing that we were running out of space, so I had to build more. And it's just constantly me going. At one point, I just go, because I'm trying to leave the space like I normally do.
Yeah.
At one point, I literally look at it and go, I have way too much clothes, F it. And I just start building so many of them. Which, when I actually play again, I have to do a caravan run.
Okay.
To actually get rid of some of that clothing, because it's just, especially right now, because I'm actually starting to make clothing now. So now I just have to get rid of the garbage clothing. What's up?
Oh, you're on somebody who's, it's a animal.
Yeah.
I was just like, what is going on?
It's a rat that was in the room.
I believe that is and I'm done. Click, 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 click.
What, this?
Yeah.
No, this is me making beds.
Oh, okay.
No, this is me making beds. This is me realizing that they're getting upset. Like, extreme break risk is happening.
Because they're sleeping on the ground?
Yeah. And they're getting disturbed sleep and stuff like that. So what I'm trying to do is make it like them getting off the ground is one. And then this is me now making bedrooms is the second. And the idea is the fact that I will slowly make bedrooms as they progress, like, you know, as the series was progressing. So that way I could have certain key people, mostly like me and you first, because we were so good. And then eventually I do start focusing on everyone that's named upon. And I have to really be careful because with the time, I have to make sure that we pay attention to the time down there.
Yeah.
Just because I have to give you guys my outro and, you know, not have like this weird me trying to quickly, you know, say something. I think I'm just switching up the flow right now. And then this is me hunting. I'm like, oh, I'll hunt a little bit, and then I'm like, nah, I'll just hunt all these things down here too.
AKA anything that's not like super aggressive.
Yeah, eventually I just say F it and just start hardcore hunting. One guy really gets a really bad time. He constantly gets beaten up by rhinos. This is me realizing that I was building these walls out of the wrong material. Because I was like, oh, I'll build them out of granite. I'm like, wait, I don't have granite on the map.
Oopsies. Yeah.
That was the Ancient Danger location. If you don't play Rimworld or, you know, are kind of new to it, Ancient Dangers are like, you know, places where they put special beings. Like, usually they're like sleeping and they're guarded by something, either bugs or robots. And the people are usually either hostile or good or whatever. So, it's, yeah. But I'm going to end this episode here. So, this is to 16 years.